You're 101 pages, my man.
Woo! Happy Halloween. That's for my party. Shout out to Team Reyes. Here I have a RedU7 Goku deck profile. And I think it is really, really good. I added an anniversary card. You know what I'm saying? Wait, other eye. You know what I'm saying? I'm really excited about this deck. It's very quick, very simple, and intro!
I'm just up in my sway, stay in my bag, I got plenty for days. Chief and Azar don't come with no haze. Jewelry all on me, it wet like a tray. Addicted to pay, know all the steppers, no kidding in play. Look at my team, see all of us made. Came a long way for minimum wage. Hey.
What's going on, y'all? RedU7 here, back with another video, and today we have an updated, tweaked up RedU7 Goku deck profile. So I won't be explaining every single card. I mean, this deck doesn't need an introduction. You guys know what the deck does. Y'all seen it since Realm of the Guys. And for the new players, please ask questions in the comments below. I got you. All right, let's get to it. So first we have Son Goku here, right? The front side. Of course, you can't warp cards in this deck, of course. That you send to the drop area. When this card attacks, you draw one card and activate main. Once per turn, you burst 3, draw one card. Then choose one card in your hand and discard it. But what I like about it is that you can attack, then you can burst, then you draw one. So you're going through your deck a lot faster. Next, you have Awaken inside. Your life is at 4 or less, or you have 7 or more. Use 7 cards in your drop. When you may draw one card, switch up to one of your energy to active mode and flip this card over. When you flip it over, you have Son Goku Supreme Warrior. Look at that pre-release, so gorgeous. The permanent says you can't send cards from your drop area to your warp, just like the front side. Activate main, you draw 1 and place up to 3 to the top of your deck. So up to 3. So you can literally send 1 card from your deck. It says up to. You can just draw 1 card. So it's a really good leader. And the activate main is sparking 20. You add up to 1 mono red, use 7 card from your drop area to your hand, and negate is skill for the game. It's a one-time skill. So usually you go for a super combo. Really great leader. All right. I'm so excited about this because I finally got some of the Realm of the Gods sleeves. So I'm pretty excited I actually get to use these sleeves with these set. I had to double sleeve it because, you know, it's U7 and stuff. But anyway, we have Son Gohan Ultimate Essence. When this card is played, you look at top 5 cards and add to 1 RedU7 when energy cost of 4 or less, or a unison with a specific cost of 2 among them to your hand to shuffle your deck. This deck does not run unisons at all. It's pure U7. Shout out to my teammate Ernest. Basically, your drop area gets filled up with U7 cards faster. You can awaken early too. Auto limit 1 if your leader card is red. When you have a mono red skillless battle card in a combo, draw 1 card. When you use a mono red skillless battle card in a combo area, draw 1 card. It's really good. But you deck out you mill fast and you draw a lot of cards, so I don't run any skills in the deck. Next, we have Android 17 heeding the call. When this card is played, draw 1 card. It doesn't hurt to draw one if you see it in your hand. And if he's played, if he's milled from the top of your deck to the drop, you can play it. And when you play it, you burst 1 card. So it gives your drop area more cards. Next, you have Android 18 Stalwart Assistance. When you play this card, look at top 5 cards from the top of your deck. Add to 1 RedU7 card or a unison with a specific cost of 2, or specified cost of 2 to be exact, and you add it to your hand and shuffle your deck. And also, you could definitely do Zenkai as well once you have about 7 to 8 cards in your drop area. Next, we have Son Gohan U7 Challenger. Okay, so I run 2 of these, but I'm eventually going to end up switching them out. But this is to help you against crits. So somebody hits you with a 20k crit, you just go 21. Basically, it's a combo power. You give it plus 6k to the combo card when you combo it out with your leader. Next, we have 2 Android 17 Rebel Reinforcements. This is really good because one is a 15k and it's a 2-drop, but you could definitely negate and play a card with energy cost of 1 or less. So you would play the Gohan or the Android 18 or Android 17, but mostly the Android 18 or Gohan because of the search mechanic. Next, we have Frieza Universe 7 Combination. Super combo, sparking 5. If your lead card is red, when this card is using a combo, draw 1 card. It's a super combo card. It's really good. I hate milling those too when I burst. That makes me sick. Next, we have Golden Frieza for Universe Survival. Dual attack, sparking 7. When this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and it gets minus 15 power for the turn. Activate main, limit 1, tap 1 energy. If your lead card is a red U7 Son Goku card and there are 5 or more U7 cards in your drop area, play this card from hand. You neck 15 and it's a dual attack. It's just actually one of my favorite 4 drops and it has 19k. Next, we run 3 SS Blue Kaioken Son Goku Concentrated Destruction. The reason why we run this, well, 1, of course, you can blow up the board by tapping 3, or activate main neck 2 and KO card ignoring barrier. Well, KO, let me rephrase that. Minus the card ignoring barrier with 25, and it gets negative 25k power for the turn. You run 3 of these because Lord Slug is a thing. I repeat, Lord Slug is a card. So you want to be able to make sure that you have this in hand, because otherwise you'll have trouble adding cards to your hand. Next, we have 2 Son Goku Defiant Presence. This is the essential being for the deck. 2 is good enough for the deck. I mean, especially trying to go in for game or aggro your opponent. Not only that, but just to be able to just search your deck, and even though you don't have a skill, you can still shuffle your deck to get better draws. Deflect, dual attack, activate battle. You have 3 more energy. You choose 2 red battle cards in your combo area. Play this card from your hand and choose one of your mono red cards and get some 5k power for the turn. I like both designs. Reminds me of Awakened Power. Next, we have Android 18 with Reckless Abandon. Counter attack, limit 1. Negate the attack, play this card, and choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and gets minus 15 for the turn. Sparking 7. If your leader card is a mono red U7 Goku, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 2. Permanent, if this card will be removed from a battle area, remove it from the game instead. Permanent, you can't activate the card's counter skill from your drop by paying its energy cost. You can activate it by paying its energy cards and discarding 1 card from your hand. So you can play it, and also you can just play it from your drop to save you attack. We're definitely going to replace these with the Gohans, because with all this aggro going on, I could definitely neg a battle card in the field and negate the attack. Next, we have SS Blue Vegeta for Universe Survival. Deflect crit. When this card is played, draw 1 card and choose up 2 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and it gets my 15k for the turn. Activate main sparking. Tap 2. If your lead card is a red mono red U7, is a monocolor U7 card. Play this card from your hand. So the reason why we play this one is to stop the Poutine, because Poutine is a thing. So of course that card gets in the way late game, especially when they play it. So you want to make sure you just KO that. Plus he becomes a target because he's deflect crit. Next, we have Son Goku Sign of Mastery. Limit 1 is a counter play. If your leader card is a red U7 Goku card, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 2. If your leader card is Universe 7, when this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and it gets minus 15 for the turn. Additionally, if the skill is reduced to 0, draw 1 card. So that's a cool little technique with this card, which I always do, and I think it will always be successful. You will play the Frieza by tapping 1, negative by 15, and play this, and then draw that card. So now you have 2 big 19k beaters on the field, and you're just swinging at them. But a lot of your opponent would most likely go for Frieza a lot more because he's dual attack too, where Goku's only a single attack. Next, we have Android 17 Universe Survival. This card is such a tank, and I love this. Is actually one of my other favorite cards in the deck. I actually met Android 17 at the Collecticon. Double Strike Sparky 7. When this card attacks, look at the top 3 cards from top of your deck and add up to 1 mono red U7 card among to your hand, then place the remaining card at the bottom of your deck in any order. Activate main, limit 1. If your lead card is a red U7 card and there are 5 or more U7 cards in your drop, play this card from hand. This is more fun to play now that Yamcha got hit and Vegeta got hit. One thing I learned with this deck is if you swing with Android 17, you look at the first card. If it's not a U7, definitely look at the second one. Of course, if not the second one, look at the third, right? But if it's the first U7 card, I add to my hand right away because I know I won't be having issues shuffling my deck or trying to search for cards that I want. And it's a double strike, and he's so good. He's just swing, and then you have 2 of these on the field after by turn 3 or later game. You just go search, then search after the limits wear off. Next we have Son Goku Ultra Mastery. This is I call it the SCR 2.0. It's deflect, double strike, and dual attack. So of course, if you have Sparking 20, when this card attacks, look at your opponent's hand and choose up to one card. Energy cost is 7 less from it and discard it. Activate main, you tap 4, play this card, and then you neg everything by 35k power. And you can't play non-red battle cards for the turn. If I was able to awaken power on this, that'd be beautiful. But you do it next turn, which I'm working on a fun deck on that. But anyway, he is a deflect, double strike, dual attack, and he is a tank when he's successfully played. And you don't have to play him right away on turn 4. You could wait by turn 5. Next, we have 2 Furry Destruction Champas. I usually use a combo with this, the Gohan, the Gohan combo card that gives you your combo area plus 1k, and I go into Divine Presence. But these two are really good. You know, one thing, everyone's so focused on battle cards, you definitely could use the leader. So when you swing in with the leader, it just works out. Next we have Koisi Kai. We're on 3 of these cards. You basically tap 1, remove this card from the drop area from the game, then choose up to 2 cards in your hand, place them in the bottom of your deck in any order, then draw cards equal to the amount. Also, if your opponent plays anything with 20k power or less, they choose 2 cards from their hand and send it to the award. I run 3 of these because of Frieza, Robotic Repulse is a thing again, the Vegeta Resolve Renewal, and Yamcha's. So it worked against Yellow. I played against Yellow Piccolo and my buddy Yellow's deck, the Kiku deck, and these really help slow him down with the Friezas. Next we run 2 Unending Awakenings. Negate the attack, then choose up to one of your red sand cards, and it gains plus 5k power for the turn. It's a Sensu Bean for the leader, and I actually was running another opposing the opposition, but I figured these 2 helps because, you know, you give your leader 20k, so your opponent have to use more resources to get it over the combo. Opposing the opposition. Testing the opposition. He is the free play blocker, 5k or less. I might go back to 2. I'm just testing this out right now, but don't worry, we get to it. Next we have 1. Is that all you got? I keep 1. This one is for late game. Basically, you neg up to 2 cards, minus 15. Unless it has buried, then it doesn't work. Next we have 4 After Images. Is that? Oh, there it is. We have 4 After Images. Sparking, of course, Sparking 5. Choose 1 card, get minus 10k, and then choose 1 battle card, or choose 1 card, and it gets plus 40k. But yeah, one of the battle cards on your opponent's side of the field gets minus 10k for the turn. I don't like taking life late game. I know sometimes the decks tend to build up on pressure, but definitely early game, if you need for resources, I highly recommend taking life. But it's definitely a good staple in the U7 deck. Next we have SS Blue Vegeta Unbridled Power. Dual attack, Sparking 25, ultimate deflect, triple strike. You can literally play this card from your hand, and you may have one of your opponent's leader card gets minus 5k. You can remove this card from the game, and then everything gets literally just go away. It blows up the field, and ignoring barrier. And then you place 1 card in your opponent's life into their drop area. Next, we have the Zenkai cards. The reason why I wanted to run Ultra Instinct Son Goku, I'm thinking Onslaught, only because of his dual attack. Now, obviously, I would definitely replace 2 more of these once I get to Vegeta. But it says that if this card's in rest mode, you discard 1 card from your hand. When you use one of your red skills battle cards in the combo, choose up to one of your cards, gets plus 5k at the end of the turn, switch this card to active mode. And he does work with the U7 Gohan, but he's just a deflect barrier dual attack tank for me for late game. But I used it once. It helped, but you know, it got killed the next turn. Next we run SS4 Son Goku, Defender of Life. He is a deflect double strike. Basically, when you play this card, it plays up to 1 Saiyan card from under this card, and this card gains barrier for the turn. And additionally, if your opponent has 4 or more life, deal 1 damage to them. Activate main once per turn. Of course, if you lead the card's pain, you could play the great 8 Son Goku, the Aggressor, where he gains dual attack. But he is another tank for deflect and double strike. Next, we have Russia Tech SS Blue Vegeta with deflect. Definitely literally the main cards I focus on when I go into Zenkai when I'm playing RedU7. When this card attacks, choose up to 1 mono red, card with 5k power from your drop and combo its skills combo with it with skills negated for the turn. Additionally, choose up to one of your opponent battle cards or unisons and it gets minus 15k power for the turn. Activate main. If you have 4 more Z energy, switch this card to active mode and it gets 10k power, double strike, and barrier for the turn. So this is a really cool combo. Next we have SS Blue Vegeta Surmounting the Impossible. It's unique. If your lead card is Son Goku's BR Z leader, of course, it gains plus 11k double strike. However, with the auto, you place 1 card from your hand at the bottom of your deck. When this card is played, add to 1 card from your life to your hand and draw 1 card. So what you would do is, if you want to add more combo power, if you're going in for a game, you would take 1 life, add it, and then of course you'll swing in for a game just in case. Because 99% chance you're going to draw into a battle card from your life. All right, let's get into the side deck. Next we have King Vegeta Hitting Ambitions. If your opponent has 3 more energy, you can tap this card and literally stop it 1-drop counter card from being activated, like a Flying Nimbus or a Whis Corrigan or a D Magic. And then activate main. If your lead card is a Ray Saiyan card, play this card in its owner's drop. Play up to 1 mono Ray Vegeta Lineage card with energy cost of 10k power or less from the deck and shuffle your deck. But we focus on the counter. Next we have Gigantic Meteor. We run 3 of these. The reason why I run this card, I mean we run 2 of these, my mistake. The reason why we run 2 of these, right? Because of the cards that don't have barrier and people do build up their field a lot faster. So you want to at least use 1 of these in the game. You can either gain plus 15k and as a Sensu Bean, or doing your turn, you could just neg everything with a total cost of 30k power. And of course, it's reduced by 1 when your leader is a mono red Saiyan. That would have been good if it didn't say mono red. Next, we run Realm of the Gods Ultra Instinct. It really cards and all your energy is red. Choose up to 1 of your cards and it gets plus 10k power for the battle. Then choose 1. So it's a sense of being to an extent. But if it's your turn, you choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with energy cards greater than their current energy, and it gets minus 30k power for the turn, which is a really good card. You can knock out a Shenron that doesn't have barrier. And then, of course, if it's your opponent's turn, draw 1 card, then choose up to 1 of your cards, it gets plus 5k power for the battle. So yeah, we definitely run 2 of those. We are running 1 testing opposition in the side deck. Definitely depends on where I go against. Extra negations to have. Of course, it's a free play blocker. Next, we have Max Power Kamehameha. Okay, so I would definitely change this up. Just bear with me. With this card, you're targeting Sin Shenron, right? The 8-drop. If Oceans doesn't give that card barrier, and you see this card, play it immediately. Because you remove a whole tank on the field. It doesn't have barrier. It's also a negate. And you can warp 4 cards and then got a card to deck. But later, so you can't warp cards. We have the 1-ups. We have My King Pico's Underline. This is to go against blue. Airtime activated counter card. They create a life. We have Kami Global Unifier. Only because if it's late game and the board is built up, you tap 2. Choose all of you and your opponent's cards with energy cost of 4 or less. Ignore them and KO them. And then we have Corrin's Tower Secret Medicine. If your lead card is red, choose one of your cards. It gets plus 5k for the turn. If it's your opponent's turn, choose up to 1 of your opponent's back cards, ignoring barrier, and it gets minus 5k for the turn. So we got some red Sensu Beans in the deck. All right, guys, that is it for my RedU7 Goku deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys having a happy Halloween. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, the Lord loves you. Wait. Don't go just yet. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at RedU7Glover. And don't worry, I'll follow back. Bye.